Boomers' number one issue in the Canadian election was dealing with Trump. And so that's why the boomers voted for Carney. Their lowest issues were helping make housing more affordable and making Canada a better place. And if you look at the 18 to 29 and 30 to 34 and 45 to 59, their issue is just trying to keep their head above water. Dealing with Donald Trump it's a nothing burger. It's nothing for actual people who are just struggling to maybe even allow themselves to dream of owning a house. Yeah. And boomers care about healthcare, of course, because they're the only ones who are able to use it. Growing the economy, it's all young people are worried about. Look at making Canada a better place to live. Boomers couldn't give a rat's ass about the country they leave behind.
This is so interesting. Protecting public services arguably has the least one of the least amounts of support here, which is I mean, it's validated that Jagmeet Singh, who ran on the importance of healthcare and the importance of the public service. It's really interesting that this is showing up in this poll, but managing the federal budget deficit and debt is way, way down for all of those demographics. And yet all of the federal budget deficit and debt is in direct relation to the cost of living on the opposite end of the scale. Like, there is a massive disconnect here.
Yeah.
The more money the government spends, the more expensive it is for us to live. So this is really interesting. The conservatives should take a really, really hard look at that graph and plan accordingly, because like we said, we're going to be back to the polls probably within a year. Like, I give it a year. Sorry, I thought you were going to take me absent.
I just chugged some water.
Crazy, absent anything crazy happening, we're going to be back to the polls in a year, and that would be really, really good for the Conservatives to capitalize on, because the Carney government is going to be spending money like it's somebody else's, and it is somebody else's Canada. It's your money they're going to be spending. So, that's interesting. That's interesting. It seems to be upside down.
Yeah, there are so many older people in this country. Like, we're suffering the same fate as every Western nation, right? More old people using our social safety net or maxing out their pensions than there are people supporting the things, young people supporting the things that the old people use. And yet the old people, because there are more of them, vote a certain way, which condemns the young people to the country the old people choose. Now, before you write me letters and send me angry emails, I say this all the time. Our boomers, conservative boomers.
Yeah, conservative boomers, they're the best boomers. We're not talking about you.
We're not talking about you. You are better than their boomers. Like, our young people are better than their young people. Our women are better than their women. Look, when somebody says women elected Justin Trudeau, I don't take offense to that. I know it's true. I didn't do it. But I know it's true. That's what the statistics show. Don't get mad at me and send me all kinds of angry emails and say, Sheila and Lise were mean on the live stream to the boomers. I'm not talking about our boomers. I'm talking about the boomers who did that.
We saw our conservative boomers vote for our young people yesterday.
Yes.
We saw that happening. We are not holding anything against you. We're not talking about you. We're talking about the liberal boomers from down east who are drawing their pensions and living in their houses that they bought for 35 grand, 40 years ago, and have no worries. Who consistently binge watch CBC and CTV and Global and the mainstream media and still have a newspaper delivered to their house every morning. We're talking about those boomers. Not you boomers. We love conserva boomers, and please don't come for us, because
every time we talk about this age demographic, I get an angry email 2 or 3, or people saying, I'm unfollowing you on X because you said something mean about boomers. It's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. But why are you getting offended? I'm not talking about you. When people say that women elected Justin Trudeau, yes, I know that. But it wasn't me and Lise. It probably wasn't a lot of you either. It was women, though. They did it. And I'm not offended. Yeah. Yes, I'm not offended. because it wasn't
I
me. So just settle
I
down.
Yeah, I got secondhand embarrassment for them. I got real secondhand
Yeah,
embarrassment still all of these years later, but
I
I know that you're
know.
not talking about me, so I'm not gonna take offense to it. So
Right.
it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. We love the
It's
conservative boomers. Again, we
it's
love you guys.
fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Let's move ahead. Jinglei, hey, he. I'm sorry, I don't speak Mandarin. Um, but he makes an interesting point, and I think this is wild, but it is true. I think and it's hard for me because how do I measure the young people except the young people in and around my house eating my food,
Mm,
be
mhm.
that my kids or their friends. Um, and he points out that we really are at a point where 13-year-old kids vote smarter than full-grown adults. And by full-grown adults, I mean those Eastern public sector boomers.
Mhm.
Um, the Conservatives won the Civics Elections Canada youth vote.
Hmm. That's telling, isn't it? Well, they have eyes and they have ears and they can see their parents struggling. Excuse me. They can see their parents struggling. They want a future in Canada. They want to grow up, get a good paying job, buy a nice little house, marry up, have a bunch of kids and a puppy and a yard. And this is reflective of this. This is
Yeah.
reflective of this. Of course they see it.
Also, these are people who consume their news in an unconventional way. They're seeing the
That's
independent
true.
journalists on TikTok. They're seeing the memes on Instagram. They might even be on X, seeing what the journalists have to say. They're watching YouTubers and streamers and commenters. So they're not just
It's
stuck in
true.
front of the CBC or terrestrial TV and radio, which continues to die yet be subsidized by the Liberals to support Liberals. Um, these are kids who are getting their news from a range of sources and making their minds up
Mm.
themselves,
Well, that
which
gives
is,
me hope, though. It really
yeah,
does give me hope.
but that's also exactly why the Liberals want to control the internet, right? Because these young people are escaping their clutches and they can't
Yes.
have that.
What if governments are trying to reinvent the wheel when the greatest teacher of all times has already laid out the perfect blueprint for a constitution for a kingdom of love, faith, and freedom? Introducing the Kingdom of Heaven Freedom Passport. This special edition Freedom Passport captures the foundational truths of love, ethics, and freedom for all. It's a powerful reminder of Jesus' call to love one another and to be part of something bigger that you can carry with you every day. Join the movement, share the truth, and spread the love with your family and friends. Get your Kingdom of Heaven Freedom Passport at freedompassport.ca. And right now, all orders in North America come with free shipping and a free downloadable song with every purchase.